Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Hey.
They ain't an ad because the can is covered. But it's about that time. It's about that time. Hey man, happy holidays. Merry Christmas. You dig?
Right. Merry Christmas.
You know what I'm saying? Well, Hanukkah starts tomorrow?
No, Hanukkah's
Kwanzaa starts
Kwanzaa.
tomorrow. Hanukkah's already happening, correct?
Yes.
Happy Hanukkah. And if you watch this tomorrow because you're missing us live, because you're with your family doing whatever you want to do, or you're wrapping it up, hey man, happy Kwanzaa to you. You know what I'm saying? And hey, happy Hotep, whatever y'all do. I don't know. All right.
That's probably Kwanzaa.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair. Hey, listen, man. Wrestling happened over the weekend. And also, if you check out the network, again, not another ad, but they got some of their wrestling Christmas holiday highlights all over Peacock for you to watch. And
seasons beatings.
You know what I'm saying? That's what she said.
Hey.
And we are here to give you the episode that you might have missed on Christmas Eve because, hey, I wasn't able to do it. Sorry. I'm sorry.
We needed them kids kicked my ass.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, but hey, we have taken care of Sunday. We've taken care of Christmas morning and afternoon to give you some of the best wrestling content that you can find on planet Earth and definitely Uranus. It is time to talk about wrestling like nobody else in the world. That means it's time for the first Black Champ podcast, and I'm still the pick. You know what I'm saying? And I'm giving it to you. Pause if necessary. Camp from the port.
Hey, yo, I'm JR Bang. Make sure you rate, like, subscribe, download to the Barbershop Network, home the first Black Champ. Make sure you follow us on everything at the FBC Pod. Go ahead and get that merch, man. You know, we doing the Christmas thing because this is our Yuletide Spectacular. So once again, Merry Christmas to everybody that is celebrating at home, currently watching FBC Pod with us. You know what I'm saying? So whether you watch this now, a little bit later, or whatever, it's still the holiday season. So happy holidays.
Yes, happy holidays. Bros, dough, and hoes. Or whatever Chris Kringle says.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
Right now, naughty, nice. Hey, I'm with whatever. You know what I'm
saying? Hey,
whatever.
Shout out to my man Taylor Gang real quick before we get into the wrestling talk. Have you been watching the new wave of like holiday / Christmas movies?
Kinda.
I want to put y'all on something, man. They got, you know, back in the day when we were shorties, Santa and Christmas stories were like nice, and you know, somebody comes to save the day. It's about keeping the family together on Christmas.
Or finding a toy.
Yeah, getting that toy. But this era, and I'm talking about 2020 because I watched the movie. It's new because it came out in 2020. But Mel Gibson is in a Santa action movie. And Santa be killing niggas. He ain't the only one that got a movie. Hey, listen, shout out to my man Taylor Gang. He recommended this. It's a movie called Fat Man. It's on Peacock. And and yo, I'll give you what's on the description of the movie. That's all. And you can make the decision to watch it today or this week or whenever. A 12-year-old gets a lump of coal in his stocking. So he hires a hitman to kill Santa Claus.
So wait a minute. I definitely need to see that. But there's also, I think it's Disney Channel.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I guess these kids on the naughty list, and they like, nah, we ain't getting shit. So they steal from Christmas. I don't know. But yeah, look, I come from the Jingle All the Way era.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
National
movies
Lampoon's
like
Christmas
that.
Vacation.
Christmas Vacation and shit. But also, there's a couple of horror films around Santa that you could have got from the video store and shit too. But, kids not getting what they want. So they like, fuck it, we gonna kill Santa or, take over Christmas. It's wild.
Yeah.
It proves that the sanctity of Christmas is over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For this generation. Matter of fact, now your daughter is old enough to understand and know you Santa Claus.
Oh, yeah. And not only that, she is taking it a step further. I don't think we've had this conversation, but what better day to have it than on Christmas, to the one day that Father truly knew best. All right, guys, pay attention here. So, I want to say, was it earlier this summer, or it was last winter? My daughter came to the conclusion that Christmas was a scam.
Oh.
And I was like, well, what makes you say that? Because I was actually having the conversation while her mother was there. Excuse me. And she was like, no, Christmas is a scam. It's a scam. It's a total fraud. There's no Santa Claus. Why would y'all tell me these things? And then as soon as I was about to get in my bag, her mother, in a rare moment of humility, says, well, your father didn't want to do that. Your father wanted to be like, no, my gift is for me. and it ain't no Santa Claus. Like, I'm putting the stuff out there. You know me and my grandma, rest in peace, and your Nima, my mama. We doing this. But I was outvoted. I was like, hey, because I was like, I knew you were smart enough to figure it out. Like, and look where we are 11 years later, 12 years later. Like, now you're saying Christmas is a scam, and why did we teach you this? Well, I didn't, young lady. So don't bring it to me. But she's totally off the concept. She does spare her younger cousins, but she off that. It wasn't one of those like, oh my God, Santa Claus ain't real. She was just like, man, what? Like, wait, and y'all telling me, so y'all lying to me? Like, that's how she took it. Of course, my daughter would take it that way. I mean, you know her well enough. So I was like, well, no, I ain't did nothing.
That ain't got nothing to do with me.
Right.
Man.
So
I'm with you. Because I never believed in Santa Claus. Yeah, I never. As far as I can remember, which the first Christmas that I truly remember is Christmas 1986.
Wow. Okay.
Which says a lot.
Right.
My therapist's like, yo, you do got a memory like an elephant, fam. You don't forget shit. But nah, Christmas 1986. I think I posted the photo up on Instagram. My father and my mother's cousin, and I was sitting in front of the tree. That's when I got the Sega Master System, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
Not the Sega Genesis.
Right.
The Sega Master System. Shouts out to my grandfather, learning Nicky Harris. He got me a Sega Master System. I never played that bitch.
Not even once.
I'm talking about that shit was in the drawer since they couldn't hook it up on Christmas Day.
No, they couldn't hook it up. And you didn't try later.
Nah, because the next year I got a Nintendo. Like that's how I know, because 87 I got the Nintendo. But I saw them put the presents up, and I was like, oh well, ain't no Santa Claus. To the point where I used to be like, yo, why y'all putting From Santa on this bitch? Like, why y'all?
Like, right, like why?
I know this come from y'all. Like, and they used to get mad at me, like, boy, just play along. Like, why are we playing along? I'm the only child. Who am I playing with?
Like,
Who am I playing with?
this y'all imaginary friend? Like,
yeah, like your mom, your dad, y'all buy presents. It's underneath the tree. Call it a night.
Right?
Why are we playing?
Yeah.
Because I'm the only child again. I'm by myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, from there I was just like, I know it's not no Santa. So from there it's just like, okay, it is what it is. Y'all getting gifts. Now, I'll make sure that I get what I needed for Christmas. And I was never that person that was like, write your list of Christmas things down and what do you want from Christmas?
Right.
Nah, that was not me. I'll just let you know, and if you get it, you get it. I got my Nintendo. I knew the Nintendo box. Right. I knew that bitch was a Nintendo.
Yeah.
Like, I had I think my mom had some folks that were staying with us at the time, and they was like, yo, are you sure? I was like, yeah, that's a Nintendo box. It's a long box, fam. They got it upright. That's a Nintendo. If it's not a Nintendo, then I don't know what it is, because that's what the box is. Like the next year after that, it was just like games and stuff. Like I remember a year I only got like Bases Loaded and like 2 other games, and I was happy.
Bases Loaded was the joint.
Oh, nigga, Bases Loaded, R&B baseball, Baseball Simulator 1000, MLB baseball. I had all of the Nintendo baseball games, Jack. But Bases Loaded was the one. Yeah. We was damn near gambling. we was damn near gambling playing Bases Loaded, Jack. You hit that home run, and motherfucker, the music like yeah,
man.
So
Bases Loaded was still my favorite baseball game ever, and I
go, yeah.
I never played baseball really outside of like a couple softball games with like family. But Bases Loaded was my favorite. It's in my top 3 of Nintendo games like ever.
Okay, what is so since we're in the Christmas spirit a little bit, what do you consider your favorite Nintendo games of all time?
So off top, we're gonna go, was it WrestleMania Challenge? That's the joint that had Andre the Giant, Ultimate Warrior, and of course Hulk Hogan. Somebody else was on the cover, but Honky Tonk Man is in that game. That I always love that. Bases Loaded, because you know what I'm saying, we're not deviating from what I just said. Not underrated, but I could never stop playing it. Kung Fu was in there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Kung Fu was fire. Double Dribble, obviously, gotta be in the top. Okay. I gotta add a couple more. I ain't got the top 5. Okay. Double Dragon, because Double Dragon gotta be in there.
Oh yeah.
Double Dragon and Contra gotta be in there. The first joint.
Okay.
So yeah, them was the ones for me.
Boy, Tecmo Bowl.
Oh, yeah. See?
Look, Tecmo Bowl is still top 3 football games of all time for me.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Fam, I have Tecmo Bowl. Tecmo Super Bowl for Sega Genesis currently right now.
Hey.
In my closet. I currently have it. I broke it out a year and a half ago. Chris slid through and I beat that nigga ass. Now, we used to go. Now, you saw us play Madden before.
Yeah.
So, you saw us play video games, period. And you know the intense nature of us playing games. So, and that's when we were grown. So, you could only imagine how it was when we were younger.
Right.
It's very intense. We still talk about a Madden game where he had Dallas, I had San Francisco, and he won at the last minute. We still talk about that, and that shit happened in 1995. but we used to go at it on Tecmo Bowl crazy. Like, everybody would watch us play Tecmo Bowl against each other. So I broke that bad boy out. It's like, yeah, let's see if you still got it. I beat that man ass. I think I cleared 100.
Damn. Oh no.
Hey man, he's the only person I lost a game of Tecmo Bowl to. And I've never lost a game of Tecmo Bowl on Nintendo. I've never lost a game of that in a one-on-one capacity.
Well,
that
so,
being,
I was gonna say, wait, I'm sorry. Who was your team? San Francisco, Raiders, Bears.
Oh, I whoop your ass with Minnesota.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I whoop your ass with Anthony Carter.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
I whoop your ass with Anthony Carter, my G. And I forgot my man who played safety at the time. But yo, I used to catch hella interceptions with Buddy ass. Now with Tecmo Super Bowl, when we get old, of course, it's Dallas, San Francisco for everything. So it was funny because I finally got my PlayStation 5, and he challenged me in Madden. And now, mind you, I've not played Madden in probably like 4 years.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I've like once I got out the Madden league, that was really like it. Like I'm working, and then the kids was you in the league, you trying to play. Yeah. Trey be running in. Trey think he a part of the game and shit. He running in front of shit is stressful enough. Yo, I'm tired of getting my ass whooped, fam. I'm done. So I proceed to accept this challenge. That man whooped my ass. I stopped the game. It's like, no, I'm straight. And I was like, fam, you know I just got the game, fam. I ain't played in about 4.5 years. Why you whoop my ass like that? He was like, because you whooped my ass in Tecmo Bowl that year.
He's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I ain't played that over 4 years. So you ain't played this. So let's play this.
There you go. I was like, all right, fam, you right. With that being said, though, Tecmo Bowl, any baseball game, because I think the most underrated Nintendo game of all time, if you are a Nintendo head like I was, and you just go to the video store and you rent you a game or whatever, Baseball Simulator 1000.
Okay, I actually never played that.
Is the most underrated Nintendo game of all time. You could pick different stadiums to play in, which includes space.
Really?
So if you hit a home run, it's
going to Jupiter,
man. Basically, I used to rent that game all the time. Baseball Simulator 1000 is the most underrated Nintendo game of all time. So Tecmo Bowl, I'll say Baseball Simulator 1000. I am with you with Double Dip Dribble, but I'll change Double Dribble for a game that I loved on Nintendo, which is Jordan versus Bird. I was a big Jordan versus Bird fan. WrestleMania, not the challenge, but the OG WrestleMania, where you was doing the cartwheel with Bam Bam Bigelow.
Yeah.
And then if I were to pick one more, so I have Tecmo Bowl, Baseball Simulator 1000, again, most underrated game on Nintendo. And then I just said Jordan versus Bird. You know what? Double Dragon. And WrestleMania, the OG WrestleMania. Those would be my top 5 Nintendo games of all time. Now,
the Honky Tonk Man was hard body on that joint. I could never beat that nigga. I was so hot. I was like, yo, come on, it's the Honky Tonk Man.
So I'm glad you said this. As well, in the Yuletide edition, the first Black Champ. Is there a wrestler? Because I'm up to Royal Rumble 95.
Okay.
Is there a wrestler that won matches where you just did not understand, especially now as an adult, in hindsight? Who's a wrestler where you was like, man, why the fuck are you winning matches?
I mean, top of the list for me, based on when I was watching, I mean, in that same family, it's Greg the Hammer Valentine. Like, Greg the Hammer Valentine, even though the name is hard, he is the most default wrestler of like all time. Like, what really makes him different from Barry Horowitz is that he has a finisher. That's the only difference. I don't know what Barry Horowitz's finisher is. I don't know what Brooklyn Brawler finisher is. But Greg the Hammer Valentine, he's like plumber Hulk Hogan, blonde hair, black tights, yellow boots. I was like, yo, and he got Intercontinental title runs. He's been a tag champ. He was in the Hart family. He had zero charisma. He did the figure four. Ric Flair. Like, bro, you don't even have like, but I was like, yo, but he's on mad pay-per-views. He had mad winning streaks. But Greg the Hammer Valentine, virtually as a superstar, useless.
Wow.
Useless. Who's ever bought a ticket talking about some, yeah, I got to see Greg the Hammer Valentine. Win or lose. I've never looked at a feud on wrestling and be like, man, I hope Greg the Hammer Valentine get his ass whooped. I've never said that because I don't care that much. It's Greg the Hammer Valentine for me.
I would love to get Hood's thoughts on Greg the Hammer Valentine. Because while he's not my pick, I'm with you. Like, I had to dig in the Starcade crate to be like, okay, I get it then.
Right.
But in my day, Buddy Ass was just like...
Because again, hey, remember, because we become coherent in wrestling around 86, 87.
Right, yeah, you're 86, I'm 87.
So it's like, bro, why are you here? Like,
yeah,
why should I keep co-signing you?
Yeah. And he had hella like forms of his character. Like, he was the dream team. And I'm talking about in our day. If you're looking at 86, 87, you know, starting off is Dream Team with him and Brutus the Barber Beefcake. And they drop him out the group.
Right.
You remember when he had the catcher's thing on his shin, putting people in the figure four. Yeah. But also remember he had like a little lane where he was giving people the elbow drop as a finisher. So it was like, okay, cool. But then also by that time we are of age where we like anybody doing the figure four is stealing from Ric Flair.
Right. Hey, and clarify that elbow drop. Because I know somebody thinking, oh, he used to do the elbow off the top rope? That's hard. Macho Man used to do it.
That man just to be like.
Yeah, he wind up his just regular arm.
It's like Dusty Rhodes do that, fam. So you stealing from Dusty. Now, mind you, as you get older, then you totally understand. Because, you know, even when you find out that, you know, his dad and Ric Flair was tag team partners and close homies and shit, you know, but when I was coming up, I was like, yo, Greg the Hammer Valentine is like, yo, like, why do we care about this dude? Like the feud, him and Reggie Ronnie Garvin was like, yo, all right, this is the most useless shit. Both of y'all, this shit's useless. Like, why are we doing this? But then also, remember, he dyed his hair black.
Yeah.
And was a part of Rhythm and Blues with the person that I am going to pick, Honky Tonk Man. Honky Tonk, somebody has to explain it to me. Maybe I need to go listen to the Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard again about the Honky Tonk Man. But the Honky Tonk Man was the most useless wrestler, even with the Intercontinental Championship. Somebody has to explain to me, other than the potential that Hulk Hogan was like, yo, put it on Honky.
No, hey, that's it.
Maybe he wanted to put it on Honky because he was one.
Right. Yeah, no. Hey,
But
listen.
I don't get it.
No, one, definitely listen to the Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard on the Honky Tonk
Yeah.
Man, because I listened to that episode. And that's why I was like, oh, wow. Like, yo, he is the guy that like started the hookup. Like, he's the first person to win off the hookup, I think, in American history. I don't think nobody has won like that. Because basically, you should listen to the episode, but
I've
no
heard it.
joke. Oh, no,
Oh,
I'm talking
I
about
heard
this
the
for the
episode.
audience. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
Yeah, so the audience. Hey, look, I'm going to give y'all the cliff notes, but listen to the episode. Basically, I forget what Honky Tonk Man's real name is, but Terry and Honky are friends in real life. And what basically happened is Terry was like, yo, when I get home, I got you. You next. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess similar to what Jay told Bleak, what 50 told Yayo and Banks. Like, he was like, yo, when I get on, it's good. I got you. And sure enough, he starts Hulkamania. He get the title. And then literally, like, the Honky Tonk Man is just like top heel in the company. And then he ends up with the Intercontinental title.
But wait a minute. Here's the greatest part about the Honky Tonk Man. He starts off as a face.
Yeah.
He comes into the WWF as a good guy.
Yeah. Because
And the
everybody loves
fans, yeah, but the fans wasn't buying it. So they was like, yo, we got to make him a heel. So we going to slowly make dude a heel. And then he becomes a heel and he defeats Macho Man for the Intercontinental Championship. And he held the belt for basically a year with no memorable feud outside of what I believe is Jake the Snake Roberts.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was Jake the Snake with Alice Cooper and Honky Tonk Man with Jimmy Hart.
Yeah.
Fam, somebody has, all right, you can pinpoint, like, you can name a wrestler, and I could damn near give you my favorite match of them.
Yeah.
I can't do that with the Honky Tonk Man.
Hey,
there's not one. There's not a match from Honky Tonk Man that made me go, you know what? I'm going to start watching some Honky Tonk Man matches. Yeah. In fact, there's nobody, I don't give a damn how much you love wrestling. Yeah. There's nobody in the history of wrestling that was like, yo, we go check out some Honky Tonk Man matches.
Yeah. Hey, and by default, y'all all watching one match. You're watching one match. And it's the day he loses the belt in record time to the Ultimate Warrior. That's the only match some of y'all know, first of all. And it's no shade. It's no disrespect. Because we get it. Because outside of seeing him doing a lot of vignettes and being on Saturday nights and main event and tag matches, I don't know much either. And this is my 4th decade of life. I don't know. So it's cool. We're not hating.
Yeah. So the Honky Tonk Man is number 1 on my list of why. This nigga's useless. All right. But we're going to get back into this bag a little bit later because this is the Yuletide edition. And we're definitely going to talk about our nicest wrestlers and our naughtiest wrestlers of 2023. But before we go, I you know, it would not be me if I don't give y'all a Bang Be Knowing moment. A couple of weeks ago, I told y'all when Santos Escobar breaks up from
the Latin individuals
that we don't care about, he was going to hook up with Latin individuals that eventually we will care about again, especially with the lineage of those wrestlers. And what happened on SmackDown? Bang Be Knowing. Because of those individuals, Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo, Santos Escobar is in the finals of the United States title tournament, and he will be facing Kevin Owens. We'll be talking about that a little bit later in the show. And why, hey man, are they playing in Bobby Lashley's face right now? Also, Karrion Kross looks like he's gonna have some friends with him, and that's the long-awaited return of Authors of Pain.
Yeah, that was, I won't lie, that might be shock of the year for me. That might be shock of the year. There's another one that I want to talk about. I think you might have seen it if you've been on Twitter, because we're not calling it X here. But yeah, Authors of Pain returning in 2023. Didn't see that coming. That wasn't on the Monopoly or the bingo card.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a very interesting pairing.
Yes.
Considering that those are big ass dudes.
Yeah, for sure. And he was already supposed to be the big menacing heel, and he got people bigger than him with him. So that's pretty dope. But shout out to Santos Escobar dropping the Latin individuals and then joining Terror Squad. You know what I'm saying? I think that's important. You know what I'm saying? Because that's like getting Cuban Link and Triple Seis, and you pun. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, look, I don't know if drug dealing hours are coming, but I'll tell you this: while it might not be drug dealing hours returning, hey, it's gonna be a lot of Mexican talk with fly ass suits and ponchos.
You know what I'm saying?
And I, for one, can't wait, because as y'all know, if y'all listen to the pod, I'm a big fan of Santos Escobar. And I do believe that he is the next. I know y'all love Dragon Lee right now, but nah, man. Hey, give me Santos Escobar. Pause. Give me Santos Matter of fact, let me do it right. Give me Santos Escobar. Pause. And with Carrillo and Garza on the side, no, I like this. You know what I'm saying? I like this.
Yeah.
Very Mexican cartel-ish, very much suited and booted. Yeah. And I think in the future, this group can do some good things. But speaking of good things, or I don't know. Last year around this time, Camp and I had a bit of a debate around Saturday night's main event compared to Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah.
I am a fan of Saturday night's main event. I feel like that's a good, a good way of, keeping the storyline going on a grander scale, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas we do have, of course, Raw and SmackDown, where we have all of our episodes and everything, and Camp is like, yo, why do we need that shit when we have that? Well, it looks like Triple H agrees with Camp from the port here, because on the January 5th edition of SmackDown, it will be titled New Year's Revolution. On the first episode of the year of Raw, it is day one. So we are taking names of former pay-per-views and we are branding them on SmackDown and Raw episodes.
Yeah.
So can't be knowing.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate
Camp
that.
was right on that. But now that we are here, how do you feel about, these shows being branded as, I guess some of these older pay-per-view names?
Yeah. It's wonky when you live the time, but I totally understand it, because at the end of the day, a lot of those tier B and C pay-per-views, they felt like Monday Night Raw. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's, everybody has the, well, not everybody. Many people have the revision of the Attitude Era a little jacked up in my view. There's this stigma that, we saw some of the greatest wrestling matches ever, and it was like, nah, we did, but we did not the volume that you think exists. Right. It was very segment heavy. It was very marketing pushed. You know what I'm saying? It did lay the foundation for a lot of things happening now, but what I will say is, the Attitude Era for me was the reason to like watch Raw, like, and to watch SmackDown. Like, I was watching before, like we've been watching since '93, but it wasn't until '96 to '98, '99 where he's like, yo, I gotta watch Raw. And so had Raw been what it was from '93 to '95, to Banks' point, I would have agreed with him on Saturday Night's Main Event. I would have agreed, but I remember though the even though they hype it and it's its own segment now, but when Mick Foley won the world title on Raw, you know what I'm saying? Like the first time that Steve Austin threw the Intercontinental title in the river, like like things like that. But saying all that to say, those are moments, and I would love to know the name of that Raw instead of calling it like maybe it's like the March 8th one or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? So maybe to signify, I know this is that Raw and this is that SmackDown. If they're using the names for that, I'm with it. Because I'm not that good with dates on wrestling. not like that. Hey. Like the best you'll get for me is the month and maybe the year. And I might be a year off because sometimes I do that.
Hey,
but
no,
I do like it though.
No, it's funny that you say that because I agree with you now. And part of the reason that I agree with you is what you just said. Like, and it might not be Saturday Night's Main Event, right? It might not be that. But if you brand it, you got to come with it.
Yeah.
And what my fear was, if it ain't a Russian roulette episode or a Raw roulette episode of Monday Night Raw, you mail it in.
Yeah.
I don't think you need to change up the set or anything like that, but that's my fear. But let me first say shout out to Triple H and company, because these episodes have, because Triple H want everybody to spend time with their family, and I think that's dope that he's doing that. I think that's very dope that he's doing that. But normally those taped episodes, they mail it in.
Yeah.
They ain't mail now. Raw. I ain't gonna say they mailed it in, because shouts out to the Creed brothers with a dope match for a dope match with Judgment Day. But that shit wasn't like SmackDown. Like SmackDown, they clearly did not mail it in. But to your point, yeah, if you brand some of these Raw episodes as something, then maybe it's a better chance that they won't mail it in, because the match lineup would be treated like a pay-per-view. So when you look at New Year's Revolution SmackDown, you already have a triple threat match that's signed between Randy Orton, LA Knight, and AJ Styles. Winner goes to wrestle Roman Reigns, at the Royal Rumble. That, my friends, is a pay-per-view main event.
For sure.
Like that, there's no way around that. When you get those three in a match to see who faces Roman, that's a match that you could get at a New Year's Revolution pay-per-view.
Yeah, for sure.
But talking about that, man, you got the Viper, the Megastar, and the Phenomenal One. Who do you think will go on to face Roman Reigns? And who should it be that should face Roman Reigns?
Man,
out of those two.
I just realized I was holding this belt for 40 minutes. I'm crazy.
You did. Your ass was holding that belt. Your ass was holding that belt like a lame at like C2E2.
Yo, that's crazy.
My bad, y'all.
Hey, like, yo, it's Christmas. Don't do that to me.
My bad.
Oh, man. But, man, so I'm glad you asked this question, because as I looked at Raw and measuring the reactions from the fans, I was like, I think something that's happening here ain't supposed to happen. Like something about this ain't right. And what I mean when I say that is when Nick Aldis came out and he announced AJ Styles versus Randy Orton versus LA Knight, that crowd was uncertain whether they should boo or cheer. Then they got, we do love Randy Orton. But yeah, LA Knight, yeah. I was like, oh, see, this is going to be one of those moments, and I'm going to preface it to y'all now. This is going to be one of the moments where they can't listen to y'all. So ain't no rematch for LA Knight. I'm sorry. Remember, this is my guy. I picked him. I picked him in NXT. But he ain't getting that rematch, y'all. So let's just put that to bed, right? Tuck it in, and go get you some pussy. That ain't happening. It's going to be Randy Orton. It's going to be Randy Orton because Randy Orton versus Roman Reigns is a big match for Stadium Royal Rumble. If this was in an arena, I'd say AJ Styles is going to win it on the comeback. But they've already alluded to the OC explodes, pause, and he going to face either Anderson or Gallows, or it's going to be a triple threat match with Meechin on the outside on like SmackDown one day. Like that's his storyline now. Because he was like, yo, we good? Shoot, are we? Like, and that's a valid question. Because, yo, I get put down and you fight for 1 week and then y'all finish with everybody healthy and just showing up on SmackDown like it's all good. Nah, y'all supposed to be hurt with me.
Yeah.
Because you was going that hard. So no, the pick is Randy Orton. I think in a very dope match. I think once reality sets in, and you know, because the welcome back for Randy Orton has been a little wonky. Because
that daddy back shit.
Yeah,
that shit.
That, but also CM Punk coming right after him. Yeah. I think that hurt it. Then the truly hottest guy on SmackDown is still LA Knight. It's still LA Knight. And he doing it without wrestling. And that's important to know. My man be running down to the ring with butters. He run down with butters on. And he be whooping people. And he white. And people love it. It's just one of those things, one of those perfect storms. It's lightning in a bottle. You can't get away from it. But yeah, I got Randy Orton. Because, I mean, hey, y'all messed up his comeback. Y'all messing up this by putting him with the hottest guy in the ring when he's supposed to just be like swan songing in a way, even though he does have the long-term deal, the re-sign. But yeah, Randy Orton needs this because, just to be fair, Randy Orton does need this because the guy that was once fueling the engine is now one of the spark plugs.
It's going to be Randy Orton that wins this match and goes up against Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble. But I'm going to flip my question a little bit. I could do that because it's my question. Mm-hmm. I think this should be the main event of Royal Rumble. I think it should be a fatal four-way. Whereas Roman Reigns versus all three of those guys. Because none of those three guys are going to win the Royal Rumble. That's one. And two, I think we need to be scared of a Roman Reigns loss. But Roman Reigns do like he did a couple of WrestleManias ago, where he just takes down the competition.
Yeah.
So I think it should be a fatal four-way at Royal Rumble. But then also, if it's not going to be, if we're not going to go in that direction, I think it should be AJ Styles. Because of everything that you've been saying for the past couple of weeks. Still don't think it's going to happen. Which is, Randy Orton versus Roman Reigns. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Like, that's not going to happen at WrestleMania. But the threat of it You know what I'm saying? Like when you get Randy Orton in a Royal Rumble match, you have to take that seriously.
Yeah.
When he's one of the last four, you got to take that seriously as a former Royal Rumble winner. Like in a perfect world, it'd be like Cody Rhodes, CM Punk,
Randy Orton.
Insert young wrestler here, and Randy Orton is your final four. And the winner goes up again. The winner, of course, of the Royal Rumble win there, but it's the threat. Like, oh shit, you got the Viper, who has won the Royal Rumble, along with CM Punk, Cody, who won it last year, and this young upstart.
Yeah,
I like that rather than him losing to Roman Reigns. It brings more intrigue to him and his character. So that's what I would rather see.
Yeah.
But I feel like we're gonna get, Randy Orton versus Roman Reigns. Actually, the next question, Donnie, you right on time with this, because you talked about it on Twitter about how Nick Aldis has become one of your favorite authority figures already. The conversation between Nick Aldis and Roman Reigns, it was big boy talk.
Yeah.
Coming from Nick Aldis.
Yeah.
Which, before I throw it to you, I got a feeling, and if this happens, I'm happy. We're going to go back to those authority figures that one's a face, one's a heel.
Yeah.
And which one is the one that's going to be the heel? The one that's on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Which I'm happy about.
Yeah.
What you say? What say you about Nick Aldis as the GM of SmackDown and that conversation between him and Roman Reigns?
Yeah, absolutely. So, Donnie, thank you for watching. And you're right. You're right on the money, because I was ready to take it here on this conversation. Nick Aldis, listen, man, I think he's super bodying this. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's already up there with just the segments alone, and what he's established himself, how he's established himself as an authority figure on SmackDown. I think it's super important. I'm going to tell y'all this, and I don't know anything, and I don't know who watched NWA Power while Nick Aldis was the champion. We already know he's 1,000 times better than EC3, so we're not going there, right? We're not going to talk about any of that.
Don't fuck with him at all.
But one of the things that I think should be noted is that Aldis and Reigns' run started at about the same time, and at one point, Nick Aldis was the longest reigning champion in wrestling. I think he hit his 500 days first, and then and I think he did end up doing like into 2 years or what have you. And one of the things that he had on his bingo card was, I want to face Roman Reigns so we can see really who is really the most dominant champion of this era. Like, that's what he was like, because right now we're the two longest running ever. I mean, we're the two longest running of this era. So he was like, he's on the historical brand. I'm on the historical brand. I'm the world champion holding 10 pounds of gold, the real world's title, the original world title that everybody wanted. And he's got the WWE championship. So he been popping off since like 2020. Right? So I'm looking forward to seeing how he brings some of that into this role. And I think it started on this past episode of SmackDown. I think that Nick Aldis' whole character is rooted in being the true storyline for Roman Reigns. I think all of these matches, for better or worse, are just distractions. You know what I mean? He was like, look, he kind of threw Randy Orton out there like, yo, I'm just signing people that I want to beat you. Like, it really wasn't a signing of like, yo, I think Randy Orton is going to be a great asset to the brand. Like, he's going to elevate us to the next level. It wasn't none of that. He was like, hey, Randy, you sign me. Hey, yo, I'll give you Romans like out the gate. Like, because I don't like him either. Like, you know what I mean? It don't really matter to me. So I like that. And the meetings with Paul Heyman, and now the face-to-face with Roman Reigns himself. He's already committed to being like, nah, this not your show. Like, I don't listen to nobody on this show. Like, it's my show. They hired me. Like, and I'll be here more than you. So you ain't telling me, like, and so you ain't telling me what to do, and you not here every week. So, so I personally love it. I think that's the real story for him going into WrestleMania. Now, I don't know. It does have Austin McMahon potential with a much better in-ring situation. No, it's not going to happen at a WrestleMania, but I would like to see the Nick Aldis Roman Reigns match, even if Nick Aldis is obviously going to lose depending on where we are in his title reign.
Oh, so you want these two to wrestle. You want this to lead to a match.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or like that in your house SmackDown or some shit.
Yeah, yep, absolutely. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Have a nice hey, SmackDown, have a nice day. You know what I mean? Like, let's do that. Because, hey, you know, different from Adam Pearce, you know, Nick Aldis just left NWA. Like, he just left. Like, he still goes to the gym every day.
36.
Right.
Nick Aldis, I think, is like 36.
Yeah. And I want to say either him and Roman are the exact same age, or he's a year younger than Roman as well. So everything about this match happening can be very real, and I'm here for it. I'm not here to compare it to Austin McMahon at all, but I'm saying that if there is a blueprint to get these two at Money in the Bank, at what a Great American Bash or SummerSlam, that's it. That is the wave. It's like, yo, I threw everybody at, like, it could literally be the scenario of I threw the whole roster at you, you figure out a way to win, and then Roman Reigns get tired. It's like, yo, you ain't got nobody left. Why don't you get your ass in this ring? And then, but
kind of did it with Adam Pearce.
Exactly. So, but instead of Adam Pearce going about, hey, yo, you know what? This ain't really my gig no more. I don't get down. Nick Aldis is like, okay, bet. Yeah. Hey, yo, you know what? Matter of fact, we'll do it in Hell in a Cell. Like, that's cool. Like, I'll sign it. like, hey, man, you know what? I'm going to email you the contract. You sign it when you ready.
Yeah, one of my favorite lines from him, and probably one of my favorite lines from a incoming authority figure, is I'm an executive.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm an executive, man. Like, that shit he doing over there, that's beneath me. I'm an executive.
Yeah.
Like, he needs a shirt.
I'm not the gaffer, bro. I'm not the manager, bro.
Yeah, Nick Aldis needs merch that says I'm an executive. But I don't believe Nick Aldis is going to play the slimy, nervous, give you what you want heel.
Yeah, no.
To Roman Reigns. He's not going to be Paul Heyman.
No.
But I think this has the potential of a dominating authority figure that we have not seen on SmackDown since Kurt Angle. Hey, Kurt Angle, when he was, getting through the injuries and stuff, will still let you know, yo, I'll beat your ass.
Right.
But I'm in a wheelchair.
Right.
But you know who I am, right? Like, Kurt Angle was the epitome of, all right, bro, you know me, right? Like, I'm an Olympic gold medalist. You know I'm a former world champion. I've held every belt that matters in this company. So when you address me as the authority figure that I am, don't think that I'm a bitch.
Right.
I will beat your ass. But this gonna be the match. That's what Nick Aldis became to me.
Yeah.
And I think it makes of an interesting dynamic where you have a two-man power trip of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
What I mean by that is Nick Aldis as the executive,
Mm-hmm.
as the GM that takes no shit, but he also has a great working relationship with Roman because Roman respects him as such, because anybody else I had in this role was a bitch.
Yeah.
He's clearly not. And while I could beat his ass,
Mm-hmm.
I respect how he talking. And he is making some sense with the moves that he making.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm with it. Both of them believes that they could whoop each other ass.
Yeah.
And that makes for a great team, which until we get to where possibly the story will end,
Mm-hmm.
we will possibly get a great working relationship with Nick Aldis looking at Cody, because who did Cody defeat to become the NWA World Champion in the first place?
Nick Aldis.
Long-term storytelling, ladies and gentlemen.
You dig it. What's causing all this?
Right,
Hey.
you know what I'm saying? A little bit of professional jealousy that's going on. All right, now speaking of SmackDown, a little bit upset, Camp. Feel like they playing in our face. Bobby Lashley went up against Santos Escobar. And we all know when you look at Bobby Lashley, even in the match, he threw Santos like a rag doll.
Yeah, man.
Doing one point in the match. It's like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, he could do like his least favorite gift. Like,
yes, like, man, you motherfuckers bought me some socks again. Like, that's like through Santos Escobar. With that being said, Santos advanced to the United States Heavyweight Championship final versus Kevin Owens in a shocking upset with a fucking schoolboy pin.
Yeah, man.
But with the help of Carrillo and Garza.
Los
Lotharios. You know what I'm saying? Why they playing in our face with Bobby Lashley? They want us to boo him.
Yeah.
The crowd clearly don't want to boo him or the Street Profits.
Right.
The Street Profits, you played in their face with the tag team championships. And now one of the greatest United States champions of all time, who's had it a couple of times since his return to the WWE, loses to Santos Escobar, man that's smaller than him in a schoolboy pin. Am I wrong in thinking that they playing in our face and not giving Bobby Lashley the push that he deserves, or should I be patient?
I think you should be patient.
I don't want to be patient.
Yeah, and I get it. And I get it, and I totally get it. I mean, hey, Bobby Lashley is the person that unveiled the Dipset Eagle title, U.S. title. You know what I'm saying? He is the Dipset United States champion of the WWE. But, when this tournament came down and we looked at the brackets, I should have seen the play a long time ago. I should have seen the play. Matter of fact, I should have seen the play when Nick Aldis debuted, and then they gave us who was the collateral for Jey Uso. This was a really big and elaborate way to set up a faction and get Kevin Owens versus Logan Paul. That's all this was the whole time. They just wasted a few weeks. Like, hey, yo, let's give them some matches. Let's do some things. But really, this is all about, building a faction, getting Kevin Owens that trade for Jey Uso into a spot to show that he's an impact player, and giving Logan Paul something to do from his crib in Puerto Rico. That's all this is. Bobby Lashley is the greatest black wrestler of all time, but he's also the greatest tweener of this generation. Listen. They let Bobby Lashley put a young white boy in the Hurt Lock, and they still cheering for him.
Yeah.
Like, man, we can't dismiss that. We can't dismiss the things that they allow Bobby Lashley to do to white people and still get cheered. Yeah. Because, hey, tribute to the troops. Hey, listen, Bang, listen. Tribute to the troops sold it for me. I was like, oh, they cheering like you Sergeant Slaughter. Like, oh, you decent. You good out here. They don't like you. You have officially shattered the color barrier. You officially done it.
Oh, so, I don't give a damn if you was a member of the armed forces or not. They're not supposed to cheer you that hard.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So, I think they did the best thing that they could do for, again, because Santos gets his receipt or his payoff for everything he did with the LWO, which nobody cared about, and then Rey Mysterio, right? Like, the two guys that need the payoff are getting it. Because when you look at it in hindsight, Bobby Lashley don't need this tournament. He don't need the U.S. title. He literally showed up and told the Street Profits to put better clothes on, and they've been getting cheered from the gate. Like, he was like, hey, yo, y'all need to dress better. Y'all need to kick it with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to get down with what I'm getting down with because I'm a champ. I already know how to do this. First of all, take them take that track pant outfit off, get them white socks with them shocks, get that all out of here, put this on, like, lean out, get more aggressive, stop smiling in everybody's face, whoop ass, and it's going to come to you. And what do you know? What do you know? He was right, because Bobby Lashley go out there and do it all the time. So be patient. I still think Roman Reigns, Bobby Lashley is going to happen. I still believe it's going to happen. But yeah, this U.S. Championship tournament, it's literally to have somebody of just legitimacy, you know what I'm saying, in it. Because shoot, how many U.S. champions were in the tournament? It's Bobby, it's Kevin. I think that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Them the only two that formally held the belt.
Yeah, so you know what I mean? So it's like, basically, if it's a title on the line, Bobby Lashley should be talked about. Thank y'all for doing that. That's it. And I'm cool with that.
I'm going to take your word and be patient.
Yeah. Hey, Bobby got bigger fish to fry than the U.S. title and Logan Paul. Even though I will say, I think white people want to see Bobby Lashley beat up Logan Paul. I really do think white people want to see that. But you got to wait because they want Kevin Owens to do it first.
So my thing is he didn't belong in the tournament in the first place. I would have rather him put Montez Ford in his place.
Yep.
And that's why I'm gonna stay patient. But that's why I feel like they playing in our face. Because they putting Bobby Lashley in positions where he don't even need to be in the first place. Mm-hmm. Like, why? Like, yo, Montez, get in the tournament. Let's see what you can do. Angelo, get up in here. Let's see what you can do.
Yeah.
I've already had that belt on straight.
Yeah.
We got bigger fish to fry. I'm grooming y'all. And when it's time, I'll let you know when it's time. And then maybe it is, Money in the Bank, where Bobby Lashley win it. And he like, look, hey, either one of y'all could be had. I don't even need to use this.
Right.
But it's an insurance policy, just in case any of y'all be on bullshit.
Yeah. Because we saw what happened last time.
Exactly. So we'll see about that. But I'm going to take your word for it, and I'm gonna chill. Let's talk about some of these WrestleMania rumors.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's another rumor again.
Yeah.
That Dwayne and Roman will lock up at WrestleMania, which will also mean that the story of Cody Rhodes will be extended past WrestleMania. The rumor is that SummerSlam is where the story will end and Cody Rhodes will become the champion. Now, of course, these are just rumors. We don't know what's going on yet. But do the WWE need Dwayne?
No, they don't. You know, this story made more sense to me when the bloodline was scorching hot. And it was undoubtedly that the Roman versus Rock chance would have probably split the crowd. I think it would have split then. I think now they doing it going into WrestleMania 40 in Philly. The Rock is clearly going to overpower like in every single way to the point where, but it's like, yeah, he's going to win the vignettes. He's going to win the pop. But if he wins the match, like, is that really what we want? You know what I mean? Like, we're in a state now, man. Timing is really everything. And last year was definitely the year to do it, especially with the whole Sami Zayn thing and then the Usos winning the title. Like, losing the title, tag titles at WrestleMania. Everything about last year was the one to do it. I don't, strictly off of the 6 guys that could legitimately win the Royal Rumble, I don't like this move. I don't like this at all. Cody's story, never mind. I'll stop there. We'll stay on Roman versus Rock. We'll stay.
Yeah, I don't like this either. I don't think the WWE needs Dwayne, and I don't think Dwayne needs the WWE.
Nope.
To help get over, to help put over, to help solidify. None of those things. I don't think we need that from Dwayne no more. I think 39, we probably could have used it. Yeah. But now I think we're at a point where, we don't need it because we kind of know how this is going to go anyway.
Yeah.
He's going to go over on his cousin and then be able to say, hey, you know what I'm saying? I am the tribal chief of the family, the whole entire family.
Right.
Do we need that?
No. Like we literally don't.
And the crazy thing is if we do it, I don't think we need the belt. That's a grudge match.
Yep.
That's family versus family. Mm-hmm. That's Brett versus Owen match 1 at WrestleMania 10.
Exactly.
I'm not saying it should be match 1. I'm just saying that, when go look back at WrestleMania 10 and you go look back at Bret Hart versus Owen Hart.
Yeah.
That's one of the greatest matches in WrestleMania history from a technical standpoint.
Yeah. And I've always argued that's tied for 1 at WrestleMania 10. And I know y'all know what the match everybody talks about at WrestleMania 10.
Yeah.
It ain't a 1-2. That's 1-1A.
Yeah. I agree with you. That's why I say you go look back at that match. That set the tone. Mm-hmm. And it was a grudge match to the point where I still think Owen Hart should have went over on Bret Hart at SummerSlam.
Hell yeah.
You can't tell me differently. Owen Hart should be on his resume. Owen Hart should have world champion on his resume, defeated his brother at SummerSlam in the cage match. Mm. That should be on the record of Owen Hart. Mm-hmm. That being said, as part of the reason why if you do Roman versus Rock, you don't need a belt.
Yeah.
You just need tribal rules. Niggas have on face paint and do chants and shit to make this look like a real big match feel.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, to me, having that match and the title being on the line, that's a match that, shouts out to my man, the Ultimate Warrior, because one of the Royal Rumbles I watched was, Macho Man was pissed that the Ultimate Warrior wasn't gonna name him the number one contender. He took matters in his own hands. And he hit his ass in the head with that scepter. Hard as hell. That might be one of the. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. How real that scepter was.
Right.
But when you look back at it, it's still like, God damn, he smacked the shit out of Buddy ass with that goddamn scepter.
For sure.
With that being said, at WrestleMania, it was the Ultimate Warrior versus Macho Man in the career versus career match.
I'm gonna take your career. Yeah. Did I see what I think I did? Yeah, I did. I'm gonna take your career.
And Sherry in the background, like, yeah, and wild as hell. But the point that I'm making is on the Ultimate Warrior's tights. He said, "This means more than this." He basically told you his career means more than that title. If Rock versus Roman go up against each other, Roman don't need the belt, because in this particular case, the tribal chief, the name of that and the honor of the family would mean more than that belt. Yeah. Which is why you don't need to have that at WrestleMania. Yeah. Unless by some strange happening, Roman Reigns loses the belt.
Right.
So
yeah, hey, and look, and not for nothing. I mean, listen, the greatest Rock match at WrestleMania ain't for a title. It's Hogan versus Rock. WrestleMania X8. Like, that's the one. I know him and Austin, the trilogy. I get it. But nah, ain't nothing slapped like Hogan versus Rock. And that's what he need for this. Like, that's why last year was the year to do it. Because even for the belt, you get the Hogan versus Rock vibe to it. It's like, oh, now you the hottest thing here, unquestionably. I'm always hot when I come back. Let's see how this pans out. And they could have went to the Royal Rumble when The Rock came out. Roman Reigns won. Everybody booed, and that was the first time The Rock got booed since he was Hollywood Rock. Like, they could have did all of that, and they could have led up to that moment. But now, when you got a returning CM Punk, when you got a out of nowhere LA Knight, you got Randy Orton back, you got Seth Rollins on the road, you got Judgment Day over. Like, it's not hitting the same. So now you inadvertently bury Roman with The Rock coming back now for the title, because now we want to change, because now the title run ain't interesting no more, and it's all about Solo, and he don't talk. So that's the other thing affecting this bloodline storyline and everything else with it. It's they had a great hand, but they planned it wrong. So I hope that rumor ain't true.
Yeah. Yeah. So what about this Cody story though? Because you're gonna have a lot of people that if this does not happen and Roman don't lose that belt at WrestleMania, you will have a lot of people that's mad that we got Cody versus Roman 2 times in a row at WrestleMania and he lose. Like, does the story? Because look, Cody's gonna be the world champion. All right, he's gonna get the belt, and he's gonna get the Universal Championship. He's gonna get the big belt. Does it have to happen at WrestleMania though?
Now it's time for my guarantee. Now it's time for my guarantee. I guarantee that Cody Rhodes is not winning the world title at a WrestleMania. I guarantee it. It's too cliche. It's too cliche. It's too, oh, well, why not? His dad didn't hold up that belt at WrestleMania. The WWF title, that's not a WrestleMania moment. So why he needs to win it there to prove the point? You don't. See, was it the red herring, as you say? That's the red herring in all of this. Cody Rhodes winning the world title at WrestleMania don't make it more special for him and his family and his father's legacy. Dusty Rhodes never main event at WrestleMania. Shoot, how many WrestleManias was Dusty Rhodes even at as a wrestler? I want to say maybe 2.
WrestleMania 7 and 8, I believe.
I want to say 2 because he was definitely not at 9 through 39.
Oh, hell no. Hold on. That's a good ass question.
Yeah. So like I want to like we're gonna fact check ourselves on that.
Yeah.
But listen.
Well, don't even go yet. Don't even go yet. I think I'm there. Dusty Rhodes at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
He wrestled. I think one of those joints. Hold on, because
I definitely remember Dusty at SummerSlams, and I definitely remember him at Survivor Series. I don't remember Dusty Rhodes at WrestleMania like that. I think he's got maybe 2 matches at a WrestleMania. Maybe.
Because I think one of those matches was him versus the $1 Million Man.
And see, look, and see the one I remember is SummerSlam. That's the one where Dusty, I mean, where Teddy took Sapphire. And he pulled off. That's like SummerSlam 90.
Okay, I was wrong. Actually, it was WrestleMania 6 is the first one. WrestleMania 6 because it was not Hogan, excuse me. It was Dusty and Sapphire. Versus the $1 Million Man. And excuse me, not the $1 Million Man. But Macho Man and Queen Sherry, because that's when what's her name? Elizabeth came down. I actually believe that's the only WrestleMania.
So we hear legendary Dusty Rhodes had 1 match at WrestleMania, and it was a mixed tag before they were calling it mixed tags. So why Cody got to win the belt at WrestleMania? Just humor me. He's already been at more WrestleManias than his pops. He's already been at more, and he has a better record. So he's already done that. He's been placed higher on the card. I think he's won the Intercontinental title there. Like Cody winning that at WrestleMania, that ain't significant. I think, for all things considered, Cody Rhodes, and this might be the bonus to my guarantee. I think Cody Rhodes winning the world title at the Great American Bash means more than him winning at WrestleMania. Call me crazy, but I think that the Great American Bash, or if they were to bring back Starrcade and he won the belt at that in the WWE, that's the bar. That's the story. That's the real crying because, I won the title that my dad never won at a pay-per-view he created in some match he created, and I did it. Like, that's the one for me. Him winning at WrestleMania 40, I'm not saying it won't be a big moment, but you don't really get to the Rhodes legacy by winning world titles at WrestleMania because Vince wouldn't have that no way.
You just made me not mind this going through SummerSlam. Yeah, wow. You just, like, wow. Because to your point, like, like, I understand it's Cody, and I understand that's what y'all want, but it will also even be more surprising for him not to win it at WrestleMania. The expectation, because it was the expectation that everybody else had, is that he was going to win it.
Yeah.
At WrestleMania. And ain't no we, because both of us called it. Both of us said, like, Roman Reigns winning this.
Yeah.
So
I was like, y'all think this happening? Nah.
Y'all think this happening? Y'all wild out here. But I do believe that it would be doper for him to do it in Detroit at SummerSlam than it would for him to be at WrestleMania, because it is cliche. And SummerSlam is WrestleMania of the summer.
Yeah.
Like, you don't, like, you do it at SummerSlam, it's major. And then also it gives more time for him to get the break. You know what I'm saying? And we don't see Roman Reigns until 2025.
Yeah.
So I like that guarantee. I like that guarantee so much that I'm going to piggyback on your guarantee. And so this is the first guarantee that we hear and we piggyback off of him. Like, you know what? I'm going to go with your shit. I'm with you. Cody Rhodes will not win it at the biggest stage of them all. He's going to win it at SummerSlam or Survivor Series or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be at WrestleMania. No, I'm with you on that. All right, man. So first of all, thank y'all for joining us in this Yuletide episode. Got one more segment, and then, you know what I'm saying, y'all can do what I'm doing, which is double duty, watching this Giants Eagles game that goes down, because I do have some fantasy football implications that's going on right now. Because, you know, I got some bills that I need to pay. And get some of this money back that I spent on Christmas. So, you know, it'll be great. Also, I would love to see what the Italians that's been supporting the New York Giants feel that Tyrod Taylor has replaced Tommy DeVito. There we go. I don't have to say it, but, you know, the fucking, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm
I ain't gonna say no more. I ain't gonna say no more.
But unruly. Old school cats that call blacks. Cats truly call blacks.
I ain't gonna say no more. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, man, I tell you about that. I tell you about this before we get off. But yeah. Yuletide episode. Merry Christmas to everybody. So definitely want to give out, you know, an award, a present, so to speak. Or give out some coal if needed. So let's start with the coal. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people that could be considered the naughtiest wrestler of 2023, whether it's on, you know, the WWE, Impact Wrestling, AEW, New Japan, or whatever. But who would you give the award to naughtiest wrestler of all time? Well, of 2023, excuse me. The naughtiest wrestler of 2023. Yes. The coal goes to.
Well, I know all of you are thinking what I'm thinking, but I can't pick Bailey for this. I am just going to resort to picking an actual wrestler. That's really not that great. Yeah. And doing that, as I look over the year, I mean, my man's kind of got to catch a stray, but it ain't really a stray, because even what they're doing with him now looks super nuts. Ridge Holland, man. Yeah. Fam, wow. What are they doing? What are they doing? Because Biggie ain't back, and I don't like this. All right? Like, yo, Big E's not back, and I don't like this. So I'm going Ridge Holland. I'm sorry. It's got to, yo. Hey, look, I would love to put Bianca Belair on my naughty list. Love to put Dakota Kai on there. Io Sky, Nia Jax, them girls that just lost to oh my god, the NXT girls, the black one and the I don't remember their names, but they just they had the tag team title match, the women's tag title match.
Oh, Katie Carter and Chance, yeah.
Yep, all that. I love to do it. But nah, I gotta be real this segment. We gotta play the segment for real. This is not the ice cream bar segment. This is real life. Ridge Holland, man.
That is nasty work of the neck thing that they did on NXT.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Considering that, we ain't seen Big E in almost 2 years.
Yeah.
So that was kind of nasty work, Shawn Michaels. Yeah. I don't know if I'm cool with that.
I see this, and I see this. This is where we be like, I see why Bret Hart really wasn't about that Survivor Series move with you. See, Bret. One thing about Bret Hart, a lot of things that he said in the 90s, they holding up. they holding up 25 years later. That's the wicked part about all of this. He was like, yo,
yeah.
And Bret was always like, yo, I just didn't really like how dude was moving out here. He was doing some things. And then we see this. So I was like, yo, y'all brought him to NXT to do that? Nah. Bro.
Yeah. All right, man. I'm going to give my naughtiest wrestler of 2023 award to somebody who, when we do our year-end awards next week, it's definitely somebody I'm going to show a lot of love to for being the most improved. That's Dominic Mysterio, fam. Hey, man, you got to give it to somebody that spent time in jail. Last year around this time, you know what I'm saying? He was locked up, you know what I'm saying, for a couple of hours. And, it changed his life forever, man. He went from being somebody where we was like, yo, we don't give a shit about you or your daddy, to one of the reasons why the Judgment Day exists.
That's a fact.
And he's been naughty doing it, fam. So shouts out to Dominic Mysterio. That is my naughtiest wrestler 2023. Pause. With that being said, hey man, the nicest award. And I was doing some thinking. There's a number of people that we can give this award to, that I could give this award to for numerous reasons. And because of that, it wouldn't be right for me to not pick Bianca Belair. Hey man, it was a couple of times when she came down to the ring. It's that one episode of Raw when she had on the little gold thing.
Yeah, with the leg.
And she hit that corner. And I was like, yo, that's nice.
Yeah.
Hey, Montez.
Hey man, salute to you, man. I like what you do with your time.
Yes.
I like how you motivate and encourage. I love it.
God is good. God is good. Every day at like 5 o'clock, that tweet comes out. God is good. And we understand why. Yeah. Because you have the nicest wrestler of 2023 wearing your name. Yeah. And y'all got the Hulu reality show that's coming out next year. Hey, fam, we salute you. And Bianca, it's not just because that gold thing that you was wearing when you hit that corner and shit was looking right. The reason why I'm going to give her this award is because she's technically our new John Cena. Oh, yeah. I've said on this show a couple of times, yo, maybe she needs to turn heel. Maybe we need to get a more aggressive Bianca Belair. When they went to Berlin, you know, she was getting booed. They booed her a little bit at Saudi Mania. But what did we still get? We still got excellence, even taking that time off. We still got excellence for her. And we still get that. And to the point where she's my prediction of winning the Royal Rumble so far still and challenging Rhea Ripley for the Raw Women's Championship. With that being said, you in this case, along with the brown, the gold thing, you have to give the nice award to almost said nasty. You have to give the nicest award to somebody that, man, has been fully nice this whole entire time. No heel turns, no backstabbing, no none of that, and still holding her own. Bianca Belair, congratulations. Nice award.
For sure. You know, obviously, I would love to take Banks' pick, but that would be copping out to the segment, and I'm not going to do that. But he's right. You know, I mean, hey, look, if you don't want to hear what I got to say, that's cool because I like what he said. You know what I mean? That's how I feel about it. But to talk about the nice list, man, this one is cool for me because I saw this coming when nobody else did for the most part. No way that the top of my nice list cannot include L.A. Knight. It's just no way. You know what I mean? It's just no way it can't include him. By luck, circumstance, or what have you, I don't know what wrestling Twitter decided one day when they just was like, yo, when LA Knight come out, we about to pop. I don't know why it happened, but I'll tell you this. He's still the guy doing the best with the less. You know, sometimes less is more, and he's proven that. Taking so many L's. Couple of segments where he kind of fumbled over words or whatever, and The Miz tried to treat him on it live on the mic because really, The Miz is one of the most consistent and best mic guys in wrestling ever. I believe he should be in everybody's top 10, no matter what you think about his ring work. But LA Knight, win or lose, has not lost momentum 1 week at all. Matter of fact, it looks like the less we see of him, the more popular he gets. And whether he's doing an interview or a Slim Jim commercial, or he doing the PR thing and coming out to the cars or whatever, or he's selling 5 shirts that he got right now, it's no question that the game really is LA Knight. And the executives didn't plan on that. And that's awesome. I think that, there's still a lot of growth and things for him to do in the company, as well as with this new heat. Positive heat, that is. And I am curious to see what they do. But for right now, for him to fall on the bag but pick it up and keep running, that's been super dope to see. It's one of my proudest moments on this First Black Champ podcast thing that we do here. So top of my nice list, LA Knight. Yeah. No question.
Hey, man, look, first of all, let me say that, I'm not necessarily the most holiday guy. You know what I'm saying? This definitely have been, a little difficult holiday for multiple reasons, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you see the naughty, see the nice, whatever. Always been a whatever guy, except when it comes to this podcast, man. This podcast is going to always give you the best content, anytime, anywhere, any place. We're not going to BS you. We're not going to talk about who gave you the best drop toe hold and all that stuff. We're going to give you some good quality content. So thank y'all on y'all Christmas.
Yeah.
day, where y'all could have been watching it and still could be watching, playing multiple screens and shit. But you could be watching, the Eagles. You could be watching the Eagles versus the Giants right now. You could be watching the NBA right now, but you
Boston,
watching
Atlanta.
us. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But you're watching us, and we thank y'all for that. So I pass it on over to my mans to close us out.
Yeah. Man, thank y'all for the special Yuletide edition to the First Black Champ podcast, man. Shout to everybody out there that's enjoying your drink of choice during the holiday season. Try microdosing. It's pretty cool. Shout to all the kids and now adults that mastered the art of unwrapping your gifts, seeing what you got, going hysterical, and then wrapping them back up. I did that the year I found out I got a Game Boy. And that was always cool to me. And also, man, hey, seriously, because we're getting up in age, and as we get up in age, we know that many of people in our age bracket, your family structure don't look like it used to. You know what I'm saying? Maybe your mother, your father, your grandparents, your brothers and sisters, through ailments or arguments. You know what I'm saying? Through great moments to a memory of, man, we just want to know that we want y'all to know that one, we salute y'all for being brave and being strong and being tough through these times. And that we hope that we brought some entertainment and enjoyment to y'all Christmas Day. If you really didn't have that much, man, like it's real serious. Bang and I have both lost people very near and dear to us as we navigate our own lives and our own families. So we know how real that is for y'all as well. So thank you for watching this episode. Thank y'all so much for being a part of the First Black Champ community, the FBCPOD community. And if you ever want to talk about wrestling, or even just some other things, you do so by checking out the First Black Champ podcast. Pick, VP, DOC, and we are out. Send Cole to Johnny Wrestling.